Hey, what's going on, everybody? Let's go ahead and jump in and start talking about angle relationships with algebra. So the instructions say find the value of x in the diagrams below. So for number one, the first thing we need to do for number 1 and 2, we need to identify what type of relationship these two angles have. So in number 1, the diagram, these two angles are what we would call vertical angles. Okay, vertical angles, which means that, and we know that vertical angles are congruent. So because they're congruent, for number 1, we can actually set the equation up to say 3x minus 1 equals 71. And then from there, we'll just go ahead and solve for x. Add 1 to both sides. That makes 3x is equal to 72. Divide both sides by 3. And x is equal to 24. And we did our job. Okay? So that's number 1. Now, number 2, we're talking about these two angles right here. Okay? And if we notice, both of those are on a straight angle, and the straight angle is 180 degrees. So the best way to describe number 2 would be to call these a linear pair. So for number 2, let me erase this. For number 2, our work is going to look like this. We're going to have to say 2x plus 4x minus 6 equals 180. And then we would go ahead and solve for x. Combine our like terms. That would make 6x minus 6 equals 180. Add 6 to both sides. That's going to make 6x is equal to 186. And then divide both sides by 6. So 6 goes into, that's that 31 times. So x is equal to 31. Okay. But the main thing there for number 2 is to remember that those are a linear pair. So that's how we set up our equation. All right, let's see. Number 3. Now, number 3 says that angle A and angle B are vertical angles. And we've already discussed in number 1 that vertical angles are congruent. So for number 3, they also tell us the measure of angle A and the measure of angle B. So we're just going to write those two things equal to each other. So our equation should say 3x plus 4 equals 5x minus 28. Now, some people may have written it as 5x minus 28 equals 3x plus 4. That's perfectly fine too. It's not going to make a difference. But we'll start off by subtracting 3x from both sides. That's going to make 4 equal to 2x minus 28. Then we're going to add 28 to both sides. That's going to make 32 is equal to 2x. And then our last step is to divide both sides by 2, which x is going to become equal to 16. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. Number 4 reads, angle P and angle Q form a linear pair. So, linear pair, we have to know that they're supplementary, all right? And what does supplementary mean? That they add to equal 180 degrees. So, for number 4, angle P and angle Q, and they tell us the measure of each one. So just to make sure, angle P plus angle Q equals 180. And then we're going to add angle P plus angle Q. So angle P is 7x minus 4. Angle Q is 2x minus 5. And when we add them, we have to set their sum equal to 180. So 7x plus 2x, that makes 9x. Negative 4 plus negative 5 makes negative 9. And now we just go ahead and solve for x. We would add 9 to both sides. That's going to make 9x is equal to 189. And last step is to divide both sides by 9. That is going to make x is equal to 21. Okay? And that will conclude this. Mahalo.